Before we jump into today's episode, I want to personally invite you to Build It to Sell It 2026. If you're a home service business owner who's tired of being the one solving every problem, making every decision, and carrying the entire company on your back, this event is for you. December 7th through 9th, we're bringing over 1,000 contractors, entrepreneurs, and industry leaders to the Diplomat in Hollywood, Florida. Last year, we had incredible speakers like Tim Tebow, Jesse Cole, and Eddie Alvarez. This year, we're going even bigger with more speakers, more networking, and more breakout sessions designed to help you build a business that can scale and create real value. If you're serious about growing your company and building something worth selling one day, visit buildittosellit.com and grab your tickets. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Number one, you're working for a company that doesn't pay you well because they're not charging enough. So you're now struggling through life. So then your whole mindset is that everybody else is struggling through life too.
Can you talk about the power of getting in the right rooms with coaching groups, masterminds, going to these events? Because a lot of people have such egos, they won't go to them or they think they're a waste of time. Can you talk about it? Because do you believe you would have sold Call to Be if you didn't meet me?
Probably not.
And
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Your whole life changed.
My whole life changed, yeah.
But really the message should be, this could be yours.
It could be yours.
This could be yours very easily if you do the right things.
It's a lot of work, but you can have it. You can do whatever you want.
It's very easy.
You just have to do it.
If you're serious about growing your home service business, listen up. Everything we do at Build It to Sell It is built around one mission, helping contractors scale real companies that are actually worth selling one day. Through our masterminds, shop tours, winner's circles, sales training, and the Build It to Sell It conference, we bring owners together to share what's actually working in the field right now. If you want better systems, stronger leadership, and a business that gives you real options one day, click the link in the show notes and get plugged in. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our main sponsor, Service Titan, our technology of choice for helping us scale and grow our business and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business so when they want to sell it, they're able to. Everybody, welcome back to the show. I got a good friend of mine, Kenny Byrne. He actually is called a whale. And what we're going to talk about today is he exited one company already. We're going to talk about how that happened and how he sold his company to Apex and how he met Apex and why relationships matter.
Yep.
We're going to talk about growing your business, scaling your business. It ain't as easy as people think. We're talking about selling your business. And we're going to talk about just life in general, marketing, KPIs you need to know. And Kenny's a pretty cool guy, man. I've been friends with Kenny for about 5 years now, and I got to see his growth and take the journey with him, consider him a friend. The one thing I love about Kenny, whenever he's in town, he's always like, yo, when can work out, get dinner. So he's a good man. So, Kenny, thank you for coming up, flying in, and I appreciate you being here, brother.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Kenny, tell everybody who you are real fast and what you do.
So I'm Kenny Byrne, founder of a company called Call the Brands. My wife and I own, I think it's around 400, calltheeverything.com, 400 domains, and we have 4 brands that Dan Antonelli built us right now. So five actually with our new Call the Brands logo that he just created for us so that we could start really partnering with plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical companies and roofing companies as well now. And then we're just getting into the roofing space with our newest brand, which is Roofaroo Roofing. So it's pretty much what we're doing.
You have a different model than me. I mean, I'm assuming you got your model from me. I'm assuming.
I mean, we're all watching what everyone's doing, right?
I mean, I don't care. I mean, you're my boy. I don't care. There's enough out there for everyone. Like, I can't. I tell everyone that. Like, I can't have it all. Like, I don't. People are like, oh man, you let your no. Like, people are gonna partner with Kenny. People like, I'm flattered you took the model. Like, I don't.
Well, I mean, we started doing greenfielding, and it's a lot more work than people think. Just going into a market, starting up, and going from scratch. I have to be in the field. Then I have to build a team. My wife has to build an office team. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of work, and I'm not getting any younger. Yeah. So now we're just adapting the model of we're looking for really great people that deserve a chance and have a really good team, about 1 to 2 million, and we're partnering with them and fusing our business system, setting up the whole office and everything for them, and just watching them scale rapidly. So
so let's just talk about it because you've been around. Let's first talk about Busy Bee. and you selling that. I remember when you had the company, and I met you, and I was like, sell it.
Yep.
And you really weren't even thinking about selling it at the time.
Right.
And I was like, Kenny, you got to sell this business. Like, you can get good money for it. How long was Busy Bee around for before you sold it?
2 years.
2 years.
Yep.
I was like, man, that's phenomenal numbers, quick. You know what you're doing. And you were like, I'm not sure. And I said, meet my friend Jacob over at Apex.
Yep.
And like, kind of what made you sell it? What made you pick Ape? Well, I don't think you only met with Apex, right? That's the only person.
No, we met with a few. We met with about 6 of the different guys. Okay. And they were the best ones. The biggest thing was I didn't want to sell because I had a lot of my family was in the business. Yeah. And then you know when you're building a business and you're really in it with these people, they become your friends. They become your family. You know what I'm saying? And we really care about these people. You know what I'm saying? And I met Joe Lynn at a training thing that we went to, and he's like, you got to meet my brother Lance. You guys are gonna be buddies, man. You guys got the same personality, same energy. We met. Right, and then you're like, dude, you build good companies. Like you can get a lot of money for this. So, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, right? My wife and I we were comfortable and everything, and talked to Jacob when we had dinner at your house. You gave me his number, got on. They flew right out. They saw the company that we built, and they actually use our price book for HVAC in all of their companies now, because back in 2018 I won the first Service Site of the Year award. When Tommy Mello and I were competing against each other, one and only time I beat him. Well, no. that's about the only thing.
You might be the only one to beat him at anything so far.
Right, exactly. So that's how him and I became friends, and my wife and I are just like, we really, really know how to do this well, and we're really good at teaching people how to do this and being like selfless, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And we figured, like, hey, if we can do, we helped multiple companies that were going out of business turn around. Now they're in 3 locations, upwards of 90 to 100 employees, very profitable. And we're like, our daughter's in college, so we're free to move about the country. She's like, why don't we? And one of the biggest things, we can't have kids. Yeah. If we could have kids, we'd have tons of them. Yeah. So her whole thing was like, let's have a fucking ton of kids. You know what I mean? So as many people as we can get on board with us and join our companies, we'll do the best that we can to educate them and give them opportunities to change their lives. And that's one of the reasons why we chose Apex, is because they're the most put together, they're the most professional, and they have the most money to back them. You know what I mean? So just after we exited from Call the Bee, all of our leadership team, now they are running 3 companies now, and they're part of the mergers and acquisitions teams. One of them's
for Apex.
For Apex, you know what I mean? So, and they saw the talent that we can find, and then build them into leaders. You know what I mean? Like that's all we talk about all day long, is like being selfless. And when you become a leader in these companies, it's not about you anymore. It's about building, and the only way that you can move up in a company is if you can replace yourself with as many people as possible. You know what I mean? And my wife and Kim and I, we just have that skill of being able to replicate us. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what they saw, and that's why they just buy our companies now. You know what I mean? When they're ready. You know?
So let's just talk about that. You sold Busy Bee. And
Call the Bee. We can't say Busy Bee. I had to pay $70,000 for that.
Call the Bee. I remember that. But you sold Call the Bee. I remember telling you, I think you got like $8-10 million somewhere in that ballpark, right?
Yep.
That's life-changing money.
It's life-changing money.
It's like, and people don't think it is. And I'm like, are you like, and there's the thing about Kenny, and this is where I tell people, like, Kenny and me have been friends for 5 years now. And one day I walked into the office here, and I use this example here, is Kenny just signed up and bought 2 tickets for my mastermind. Yep. They didn't say, hey, Lance, can I get a discount? Can I come for free? Just signed up to my mastermind, paid. You're a constant student. And, it's funny because I would never ask anyone for anything for free. I'm like you. Like, I'm going to come learn. I want to support my friends. Yep. But before we get into the $8 million, because you heard me open the mastermind yesterday, like, when you get $4 million, $5 million, $8 million, I think shit, when you get $1 million even, or $2 million, it's life-changing. Like, life change. I'm not saying you can live the rest of your life on
No.
$1 million, 2, 3, 4 million, but 8 million you probably could, truthfully.
It opens the doors to a lot of things.
It opens the doors to a lot of things. Can you talk about that? Because I think a lot of people don't understand, like, it's a shit ton of money.
It is.
Everybody I
It goes
meet,
fast, though, too.
It does, but everybody says, I want a 9-figure exit.
Right.
You never heard that words come out of my mouth ever.
Nope.
I'm like, I don't care. I already exited for over 9 figures combined.
Right.
Way over it. So why do I 1 or 6 or it's going to be 8 soon? Like, it doesn't matter. Can you talk about that 8 million, how it changed you and your wife's security, your confidence, what you could do? Like, can you talk about that? Because that's what I think is like the stepping stone for people to really get growth.
Right. So the first thing I want to bring up is that everyone's plan for after they exit is different. You and I are two totally different people than most people. Other people are exiting because they're going to retire, or they have a business that's just outgrown them and they can't even handle it anymore. Our goal is we've literally invested all that money into building other businesses, and that's what we're going to continue doing for a while. And it's what it really did for us is it's helped. So Kim, this is funny. Kim, she put this, and this is why I love my life. She just comes to me with these things, right? And she's like, Ken, I want you to see something. This was last Tuesday. She's like, I want you to see something. I put this graph together, and she's like, look at the last 3 companies we did, and look at the whale. She goes, it's double. It's growing double as fast as these last 3 that we just did. You know what I mean? So number one, it gives you the confidence. I don't have to worry about. I could have retired at 28 when I exited my first company that I built from 19, right? But now it's just we have the money, we have the capital to invest in these companies, and just helps us do it a lot faster. You know what I mean? Like I can show up with 10 trucks wrapped, fully stocked with all with our whole shelving system and our whole inventory system, and just hit the ground running, and then we just take over. It's it's kind of scary. You know what I mean? So really that's what it does, and like. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this because I want to help other people. Like, we had this kid that just joined us from another group, right? They're completely different than us, right? They just do a totally different model, and he was floundering there. Joined us, like, dude, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man, right? Yeah. And some people need that. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And that's why some people will partner with them, some people will partner with us. It's just who the mix that you need and who's going to inspire you to be better. You know what I mean? And really, it's about giving people opportunities, because I don't need nothing anymore. I haven't in a long time. It's just that's what really fulfills us, is just being able to help other people grow and really find their true potential.
Can you talk about this though? Because like I look at it this way, right? And I believe Tommy asking me to be the keynote speaker at Vertical Track changed my trajectory. I meet 100%. Travis Riggi, right? I have so much gratitude and gratefulness to him asking me that.
Right.
To meet Travis Riggi, who I've never and I'll never like. I put Travis Riggi up here on a pedestal, and people are like, "Why?" Because he changed my life.
Right.
3 hours of his time changed my life.
Yep.
Right. And he didn't owe me anything. He never asked me. Till to this day, like when I met his son, I'm like, "Your dad is my hero."
Yep.
And I meant that to his son. I was like, "Your dad is a superhero because your dad's changed people's lives." And I don't think people understand the impact of being in the room with the right people. And you said my sister told you got to meet me. We're from the same cloth.
Right.
She connects us.
Yep.
You come up and you want to meet me.
Yep.
I introduce you to Apex.
Yep.
I tell you to sell. Right? Like, just think about this. They want me to vouch for you. Because you know how this works.
Of course.
They don't even. I vouch for your character. I'm like, this guy's just a man's man. You're very similar to me. You say what you're going to do. You believe it. You're just direct, which I think is okay. Not everyone likes it.
Not everyone likes it.
Can you talk about the power of getting in the right rooms with coaching groups, masterminds, going to these events? Because a lot of people have such egos, they won't go to them, or they think they're a waste of time. Can you talk about it? Because do you believe you would have sold Call to Be if you didn't meet me?
Probably not.
And
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Your whole life changed.
My whole life changed, yeah.
Can you talk about that?
And the whole trajectory. I mean, you have to get around the right people, you know what I'm saying? Because you only know what you know. And people, you have no clue who knows who. You know what I mean? Like I tell Kim, she's like, oh, what are we, she's always, what are we gonna do next? I was like, it's just gonna come to us because I'm not hiding. We're out there. You know what I'm saying? And we go, and I was like, Kim, you're not gonna see me a lot. I'm gonna be going to all these conferences now, right? I'm speaking at the plumbing hacks next month.
Yeah.
At the end of this month in 2 weeks, right? And I'm gonna teach people how to get $1,800 at a minimum on every plumbing call. And just being out there and being around these people, you have no idea who you're gonna meet. You know what I mean? Victor Rancor had me speak at his event, and that really blew me up, right? Because it's all about credibility. It's just like we were talking at your house with inviting people over and showing them what you had. Not everyone can have what we have. You know what I mean? Like
Well, it's funny you said that because I never thought about that truthfully, and I said to Bill, I said, Kenny said, man, when people show up to your house, they're in awe. And Bill's
it's the
like,
wow factor. They're impressed.
And Bill's
it's
like,
impressive.
Well, Bill's like, yeah, Lance, what the fuck do you think when people, why do you think the cars stop by or slowing down every time you go by your house?
Right.
I said, what do you mean? He goes, Lance, go sit in your front driveway and watch how many cars slow down as you go by. People don't have this shit.
When we showed up last night, people were standing out at the gate, 3 people looking at your thing, and it wasn't people for the event.
But
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
just like us, we have the best view of the Adirondack Mountain. We have a beautiful home up there that we just built, and people stop at the top of our driveway and they're like, "Damn, dude." You know what I mean?
Like, I didn't do it for that reason to impress anyone. I did it truthfully, and 'cause you saw my reaction when you said it to me. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I was kind of, and I was like, I did it for my kids and my wife more. Like, I don't need much. I just need a wrestling room and a bed. And honestly, I just want to train you know how I feel like.
Yeah.
But like, you're right, because I started watching people and they're looking at things. But really, the message should be, this could be yours.
It could be yours.
This could be yours very easily if you do the right things.
It's a lot of work, but you can do whatever you want.
It's very easy.
You just have to do it.
Like, you didn't go to college, right? I'm not being disrespectful. Right? Like,
dude, I was going to drop out of high school. My mom made me finish trade school. I was going to drop out of trade school because I didn't think it was worth my time. But I'm glad that she didn't, because now my diploma that I got from that school, the licensing in Connecticut is so hard, and the schooling is so it's recognized everywhere. Yeah. I have reciprocity everywhere. That's like one of my superpowers. I can get licensed in everywhere, and I'm licensed in 10 states. You know what I mean? And I hold plumbing and HVAC licenses for Apex all over the place. That's one of my superpowers is I can. My mom said I'm the best test taker in the world. I could take these tests and pass them, and that's what you need to be able to do these businesses.
You know what's funny is just think about that. You hold the licenses for Apex, they pay you for them.
Oh,
and
that alone was life changing.
I know,
you know what I mean?
But just think about that. Like, it all started with you and Kim coming up, dinner, hanging out, talking. I think it was when I was buying my farmhouse. I was regutting the whole thing. It was around that time.
You were at your other house.
My other house.
Yeah, with the swing set in the backyard and stuff. Yeah. Yep.
And it's just crazy how life changes. I don't think people understand you could have it, number one. Number two, it is hard because you've had failures.
Oh, yeah.
And
burnt $760,000 in 6 months.
and I want to talk about this because people think when you partner with you, because you really are still just partnering with startups for the most part,
Pretty
2 man people,
yeah.
right?
And some bigger companies, but mostly smaller guys. That's what I'm good at.
And that's great, right? But it is hard because you're not going to do it for them.
No.
Can we talk about that? Because we were talking, you said, hey, listen, 1 guy or 2 guys, I had to cut bait after 3, 4, 5 months because they weren't going to do it. Can you talk about it? Because I think a lot of people, because people are listening on this podcast, are going to shit, I'm going to call Kenny up. And, like, that's not how it works.
You have to be serious. You have to show me that you've already done something. You know what I mean? Like, the most recent one, a guy got referred to us, and he was doing new construction, and he wanted to get into the residential, service and replacement game. And he was still fumbling. You know what I mean? Like, you have to show me that you have something. You have to have a little team of like 3 or 4 guys that have been with you for a while, and you're actually making revenue and you're able to do this, right? Not, I want to do this, and then, he comes back at me after we make all the agreements of what we're going to do and how this is going to work and what we're going to run and what he's going to run. And then he comes back to us with, well, I want to change the percentages and this. And I'm like, dude, I'm not giving you my 22-year playbook for you to just go do whatever you want, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, oh, once we get to this level, I'm gonna break off and I'm gonna do this business over. I'm gonna do it. I'm like, no, dude, that's not how this works.
Why?
Like, I'm not.
Aim small, miss small. So like, you know me, I pretty much stay in the roofing vertical now and technology, like the two spaces I I own technology companies, roofing. I own some other stuff too, but they're my main two. Would I do HVAC again with the right partner, painting again with the right partner, fencing? I love the fencing space. I love the fencing space. The things that people don't realize, once you get away from your core focus, you're fucked.
Right.
Then the core business goes down, and you have enough powder to navigate if something. So
well, I have a team now, just like you.
Yeah,
I have a team that does all the stuff.
Even if one of your partnerships, I think you said you got out of the tree business, right? You partnered with a tree guy,
Yep, that was
and you got out, right? Because
yep.
What were you?
He just wasn't paying attention.
He's not paying. He probably wasn't working, right?
No, it wasn't working.
So
I built a really awesome model. I built a price book. I built a whole rig that could make show up and cut the tree. Here's the price, cut the tree, right? But he wouldn't. He had a really comfortable job that he's doing really well at. Wanted to be a partner, wanted to start his own business, but wouldn't take the leap. You know what I mean? So you have to go in. You have to dive 100 in. You can't have one toe in, like, oh, the water's okay. You know what I mean? It's kind of warm. No, you got to jump in and do this. So it's all or nothing.
And when there's something funny, when I left being the vice president of AT&T, it was one of the defining moments for me in my life. I was recruiting Dave DePaul to come work with me. We were best friends. We're still best friends. Great guy. Just don't get to see him that much anymore. And we were sitting at a little sushi place in Old City, Philadelphia, just like this, and we're eating. I was like, Dave, listen, I just got this offer for $500,000 a year job, and I'm going to do this, and you'll go start one SEO at the time, my digital agency, and it wasn't called that. It was called Local Internet Traffic, actually, at the time. And I said, you'll do sales with Jackie. I'll never forget. He looked at me. He goes, dude, if you ain't all in, I'm not all in. I'll go get a job that pays. And I remember at that moment, I declined office right on my BlackBerry. Just declined off. Just boom, knocked it down. And I went all in. Because I was like, man, like, he is so right. Like, you got to be all. Like, why would you be all in and I'm not all in? Like, it doesn't work. Like, it's like you dating a girl and she says, I want to marry you. You're like, well, I still want to go play. Well, she's probably going to bounce. Right. Yeah. Business is the same
You're just wasting your time.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
And you and I's time is very valuable. I only have so much free time. You know what I mean?
I mean, you see what my life's like. Yeah. I mean, like,
we work nonstop.
Yeah, so
that's what it is.
Here's
that's the type of person you need to be to do what you and I are doing too. Not everyone's willing. I don't shut this off. Kim doesn't shut this off. This excites us. So, you know what I mean?
So I'm fortunate. My wife and kids. I try to spend time with my kids. My wife is my biggest advocate, as you know. You need to have that. Like, you need to have that. On Friday night, I was working, and it was like probably 10:30 at night. And she could see, not the stress on my face, but you're concentrated, you're focused. And she's like, I'm just going to leave you alone tonight. I'm going to go to bed. Give me a kiss. And she just put a drink down for me, right? She just put a drink down for me. And the next morning I woke up, and I was like, you know what, man? Like, you really are my best friend because you know the mission I'm on.
Oh, yeah.
And you put yourself second to it so much. And I think people don't realize if your wife's nagging you, busting your chops, or husband, I mean, it doesn't just go, I'm going to say partner. I mean, that's a new word people use, right? That is the word people use, right? Partner?
Partner, yeah.
Yeah, so like, if you don't have the right partner, can you talk about that? Because Kim and you are a ride and die together. Can you talk about that?
Dude, we do everything together. We sit, our desks are back and forth from each other so that if I'm thinking about something or she's thinking about something, we could talk to each other about it. And we can have these conversations where most people, their head starts spinning like Beetlejuice. They're like, what the hell are you even talking about? You know what I'm saying? So you have to be engaged in it, especially to do it at the level you and I are doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's all day and all night. People are calling us with questions, or we're looking at my wife is she's a process. She wakes up at the same time every morning. She looks at the same things on her phone, the same numbers that she gets set to her phone every morning. If something's off, Ken, this is going on. We got to fix this. You know what I mean? This, you know what I mean? So she's just on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta live and breathe
and we're working towards this. And if she was off doing other things, or we don't spend any time together, no, we spend all our time together. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually enjoyable because we know the impact that we're giving people. You know what I mean?
Here's a question for you. Your brands are all pretty cool. I like your brand.
Thanks, man.
They're loud like you, and I think that's pretty cool, right?
That's why we got the guy with the microphone.
Yeah, and I don't mean that disrespectful, because I like you. I think you're loud. You're a good man. I know you're a good husband. I know the character of you, right? So, I've been around you enough to know that. But your brands, I'm assuming you're using Dan Antonelli for a lot of this stuff, Kick Charge, right? Because they're Dan's brands. Not being rude, but you can tell a Dan brand by now, right?
Yeah, he's the best.
And they're good. Can you talk about that local brand and branding and how important it is to your company? Because a lot of these people name their shit after their last name. Like, I know LB Capital is named after Lance Bachmann, but really I am the brand of LB Capital. All my other companies don't even know I own.
Right.
It's almost like Grant Cardone, Gary. Like, I'm just saying, I'm Lance Bachmann. I'm here, right? So I'm the brand. But none of my other companies, no one even knows I own.
Yeah.
Can you talk about why branding's so important on a local level?
It's so important because people have to remember you, okay? And the reason why we did call the is because everyone from the beginning of time, I need to call the plumber, I need to call the this, I need to call the roofer, I need to call the painting guy. You know what I mean? So I'm like, we're sitting in bed one morning, and I'm like, Kim, Ken, what's going on with the Amex? And I'm buying call the everything. I'm on there buying, I'm buying all of them, right? She's like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, I have this idea and this vision of where this company's going now because we did call the B. I was like, I'm buying all of them so that we're unique and no one else can do this. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be unique. And for some reason, that it just resonates with people. For whatever reason, it sticks in their head.
You got call the line?
I've called the lion. I've called the
call
rooster.
The lion,
called the turtle.
baby.
I have called the unicorn. I have called I have called the hospital. Called the dentist. Called the doctor. I have called the police. I bought all of them, Lance, so that no one else can do this. And this is us. This is Call the Brands. You know what I mean? Even dude, it's so good that what the hell's his name? Rhino. The dude from Rhino used Call the Bird on his roofing thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just works. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think his roofing company's doing too well.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think he's. I think they're struggling. Not that they're not doing well. I think they're struggling a little bit. There, I heard. Different market, but you got to be all in. Like, if you're gonna, I mean, he has a lot of things going on. I mean,
and it's really like we said. You got to find the right people to partner with. You have to have the right partners. And you have to jive, because if you don't jive, it's not going to work.
So that's where people ask me all the time, because you've been in the mastermind. What do you think of the mastermind, if you don't mind me asking?
It's awesome, man. You guys literally, this is how you do it. Any question I had, gave me pay plans. You know what I mean? Went through the whole sales process. Whatever we needed, you guys told us how to do it.
Here's a question for you, because partners, right? Partnerships are tricky.
They're tricky.
They're tricky. And people always like, Lance, like, you have more than enough money. You don't need partners. I'm a believer in you go faster together. That's
100%.
just, I just believe that. And
you can run fast, but farther you can run, but together you can run farther.
Yeah, and I've had some. Actually, I can't say that. I've had the majority of my partners have been great people. I only had one person ever sue me as a partner. He wasn't my partner, actually. He was my partner in a different business. Didn't sue me for that. He sued me. I gave him $1 million when I exited a company. Yep. He was just helping me. Right. I gave him $1 million, and he said, "You owe me another $300,000." I'm like, "Dude, I don't owe you. You've been in this company for 12 months with me, not even like 11 months.
Right?
I gave you $1 million cash.
Right?
$1 million. He was upset because Jersey took half of in taxes. Well, it ain't my fault you live in fucking Russia, pal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it ain't my fault you live in Russia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I won. I won the lawsuit. I didn't pay him another nickel.
Yeah.
But, like, I've never, like, so, like, I never had a bad partner. I had a bad idiot that didn't understand.
Finances.
You get taxes, right? I'll never forget, he got the money at the Sixers game, like, it went in, and I'll never forget, he's like, if your company can't run without you, you don't own a business. You own a job. That's exactly why we created Build It to Sell It. December 7th through 9th, we're bringing over 1,100 home service business owners together at the Diplomat Hotel in Hollywood, Florida. Last year in Marco Island, we heard from incredible speakers like Tim Tebow, Jesse Cole, and Eddie Alvarez. This year, we're going even bigger. More speakers, more networking, more real-world strategies from operators who have actually built and sold companies. If you're serious about scaling your business, building real value, and creating more freedom, this is the room you need to be in. Get your tickets now, and I'll see you in Hollywood. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our main sponsor, Service Titan, our technology of choice for helping us scale and grow our business and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business so when they want to sell it, they're able to.
Are you tired of being in a job where you're just going through the motions, doing things that you don't care about? Do you want to work for one of the fastest growing tech companies in home services? My name is Byrne. I'm the VP of Sales at Titan Pro Technologies, and I love working for this company. So we're a Service Titan Titanium partner, which means we are directly affiliated with Service Titan. And the people here at Titan Pro Technologies aren't just pushing paper or typing keyboards and putting in data all day. You're doing real work to help people grow and scale their businesses. It's a 5-star experience at Titan Pro Technologies for both the customers and the team. The employees here get everything from benefits to a 401k. We travel to service our customers. So there's a lot of opportunity here for growth. And the compensation is more than fair, and there are lots of opportunities for advancement. We pay commissions for sales, we pay commissions for upsells, we pay rewards for people who get reviews, so there's plenty of opportunity to earn money here and do the best you can for you and your family. So if you're a winner, you know Service Titan, you're familiar with the trades, this is the place for you.
Can't get enough of the Build It to Sell It podcast? Head to buildittosellit.com/podcasts to catch all the latest episodes and learn how to make your business into a money-making machine. Now, let's get back to the episode.
There's only like $567,000. Well, first of all, you worked in this company for less than a year.
Yeah.
Number two, you just got $567,000
That you never had.
That you never had. Liquid
Right.
cash, more money you ever seen in your
Right.
lifetime. And he said, yeah, but the other month, I'm like, dude, you don't, when someone tells you they're giving you $1 million,
Yeah.
you don't clear the whole thing.
Nah.
And it's really, like, a lot of people are uneducated about that.
Oh, yeah. And
Like,
so,
he's not the first person that ever said to me, like, hey, listen, I'm paying taxes on this money?
yeah.
What do you think? Like, this
How
is
do you
like,
think this country runs, man?
I mean, so let's
that-
talk about partnerships because
Well, before
I've
we
only
go
had
into
two
that,
ones.
that's
Yeah.
why when we pay out a bunch of people, our leaders get paid out when we do end up selling, right?
yeah, which is great.
And
That's what I do.
we give it to them with the taxes already taken out because we know that they're not smart with that and know nothing about it, and they're going to spend that money's going to be gone.
Oh, without a doubt.
And then you go to jail if you don't pay your taxes.
It's
You know
just
what I mean?
it's amazing to me that you could be so uneducated.
Right.
Like I don't care who you are. You go apply for a job selling flowers on the fucking corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're paying taxes.
Yeah. 100%.
Like the criminal organization called our government is going to get their money one way or another.
yeah. We pay them. It is what it is.
I pay.
I cannot
overpay.
stand the guys that are always talking. I'm trying to cheat. I'm trying to pay the least taxes. Dude, if you're not paying taxes, your business sucks.
Yo, so here I'm going to tell you something, Kenny, about that, about taxes, right? And all these guys tell you how they navigate the tax laws and this. Now, listen, I'm a real estate professional. I own hundreds of properties, right?
Right.
So I'm constantly working on my real estate portfolio. We talked about that. I do accelerate depreciation on my property and all that stuff, right? That's legal. I'm looking at buying a jet right now to charter it and accelerate depreciation, right? So, you'll laugh at this though, Kenny.
Me too, homeboy.
There you go.
I
right?
look at it every day.
So, there are things that are good, but I brought in, no exaggeration, almost every major tax person that I've listened to on social media saying how they can do this and do this and do that. I brought them in, offered to buy their tickets, so they fly in themselves somewhere.
Yeah.
Not one person has given me a way where I truly don't pay taxes.
Not possible.
Now, I can go buy this paper and I can navigate it and take a risk on if my
Right.
money grows.
Or put
and
into this movie fund where they do freaking movies
this
and
is
shit. Dude,
or
I'm not buying that.
opportunity zones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, man? I might not be the brightest guy in the
Right.
world. So one guy tried selling me on this oil shit. And I'm like, it's a family fund. Like,
Yep.
and I'm just giving it to you. And if something goes wrong, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
all right, like, and
I'm
then
just paying it so I can go to freaking bed at night.
well, that's my thing. So I know I can on property. I'm legally allowed to. That I know.
Right.
And I know on if I buy this jet, my wife doesn't want me to buy a jet. She does not want my kids flying private. She's petrified. I understand her concerns, but you know, my time is so valuable. Listen, I'm not saying me flying American's been great to me. I fly first class. I mean, like it's a great relationship.
I won't fly anything but first class. But it's that 2 or 3, 4 hours that you're wasting.
Waiting, correct. And you know,
kills me.
It does. And I
It
normally
kills
work,
me.
but you know, so my thing is I was just talking. You know Anthony Perno?
No.
Good guy. He's a really good guy, and he's coming in Monday to spend the day with me, come to the podcast. And he bought a yacht, a Viking yacht. I think he paid, I don't want to say out there, a few $1 million.
Yep.
Well, he depreciated it and saved 40% of it in taxes.
Right.
Well, he had a liquidity event that year. Well, he didn't pay. So pretty much the boat was free.
Right.
You know, not free, but you know, 1.6 million of the save, it was $3 million assets. We have, well, he just got this asset for literally 40% less.
Right.
Because
then he's going to rent it out, and
I mean, I don't know if
whatever,
he'll make
who
money off of it. Truthfully,
he'll probably pay to have it.
Pay to have it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And that's where you look at things differently. And that's where I think the smart guys do.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense. I think a lot of these guys are full of shit.
The other loopholes is that you need to. What Kim and I found out was when I say we burnt $760,000 trying to enter a market. We did, but we found out that lessened our tax burden. So we were supposed to pay $1.5 million in taxes. We only had to pay $760,000.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like the real estate game. You know what I mean? All the earnings that you make from real estate, you buy more assets, and then you don't have to pay taxes. At the end, we're gonna have to pay a big tax bill. It's gonna come, right? But we've learned that as long as we continue building these companies, every time we get an exit, we can reduce our I guess it's you know, cost of doing business or whatever, the learning process, but it cut that $1.5 million that we were supposed to pay in half. You know, just in losses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I want to talk about the partner part.
Yep.
You had some shitty partners. You had some good partners.
Some really good ones. Yep.
Talk about the selection, because you see my selection. You see everyone asks me a partner. I'm just like, I'm so selective. Like
right. Everyone wants to. You know.
But do you want to do the work? Because once people think, oh man, Lance Bachman's such a nice guy. I'm like, there's two versions of me, baby. Right? There's two different versions. Right? There's two different versions. How you treat me, it depends on what version you get.
Right.
And people are like, I'm like, I mean, it's real simple.
Yeah.
Can you talk about partnerships and why you think they're good and but you got to be selective?
So partnerships are good because, like we said, you can run fast alone, but when you're together, you can run far. You know what I'm saying? And what that means is you're cutting out all the fluff. You're cutting out all the mistakes. You're cutting out wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars trying things. You know what I mean? When you partner with us, partner with you, you have the sales book, you have the playbook, you know the comps that you pay people, you have the call center down. You just have all these things and then it just accelerates your growth. You know
I think my biggest thing I have, truthfully, is I have access to I don't like anyone else. I have access to every private equity fund. No one has access to the private equity funds.
Right.
I know them all.
You know them all.
I know every single one. They fly in here.
Yep.
They're
your buddies, man.
They're my buddies.
Yeah.
And I'm the first one ever really came up with this pretty cool concept of fuck it, build it to sell it. And I preach that they're good people where most people preach they're bad people.
They just don't understand. You know what I mean?
It's
the same thing with the tech that thinks that we're ripping people off because we're charging the right price to run a company properly.
Talk about that, because we had that conversation,
dude,
about what goes into building a business. Can you talk about the techs and the salespeople that can't get comfortable around pricing because they're thinking about working out of their house and doing it on the side? I believe that's the biggest thing.
We tell them you can't sell out of your own pocket. You know what I mean?
Explain that. That's the easy verbiage, but explain it. Get into the details.
Because they're not making any money. Number one, you're working for a company that doesn't pay you well because they're not charging enough. So you're now struggling through life. So then your whole mindset is that everybody else is struggling through life too. And I can tell you a lot of people have a lot of money. And it's the people that you don't think have money they go into the mattress. They go in the mattress and pull out a wad of couple $10,000 bands and like, let's get this going.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So they only know what they know. You know what I'm saying? and you really have to, in the interview processes, and tell them, hey, listen, we are the most expensive in the market, but do you understand why we're the most expensive in the market? Okay. And then you tell them, we have a call center. These people can call and talk to a live person 24 hours a day. When something happens, we're going to come. If we mess a job up, we will rip the equipment out and give them a brand new piece of equipment, no questions asked. It costs money to be able to warranty stuff like that. It costs money for us to, at our companies, we have shelving that we have custom made so that every single part and piece and all the tools have a spot, so that we're not telling the apprentice to go out and go get me the duck stretcher. Nah, there is no duck stretchers on our truck. They have a freaking picture of the trucks. Here's where everything goes, and at the end of the day, you put that shit back where it belongs so that we're efficient. And then if this truck breaks down, you go into that truck, it's the same thing.
Absolutely.
And we're just getting it done. You know what I'm saying? And so it costs money to do all that. It costs money to have a leadership team, okay, of really, really great people. And you know what? Those people are responsible for all these people, and they deserve to have a good life. You know what I'm saying? Because they're teaching you how to be a better person and to offer a service. So, they're used to working for these companies that are just like a mess. They're working out of their garage. Do you know how much it costs to pay 100% insurance for every single one of your employees?
Oh, yeah.
It costs a fortune,
right? I'm going to give you one of these for that. Let's go!
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we offer. You get everything and more. You know what I'm saying? It costs a lot of money for us to be able to pay them to live a different life. You know what I'm saying? And they deserve it. Like, I don't mean to cut you off, man, but I'm passionate about this shit, as you can tell. You know what I mean?
It's good, though, because you want your people to have a good life.
Yeah. And not even that. Like, we work hard in the trades. We fucking work our asses off. We got our hands dirty. We're getting cut up, getting beat up all day long, lifting huge freaking piece of equipment all over the fucking place. Like, dude, we deserve to live a good life and get paid for it, like doctors.
Yo, if you watch this one TikTok or Instagram, what are these things called? Reels, right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's pretty funny. You seen the guy contractor? He's going to like out to eat at McDonald's, and he's filming like, hey, listen, I'm going to take the 20-piece chicken nugget with barbecue French fries.
Right.
But hey, Ruby Tuesdays down the street told me they're going to give it to me for this price. Can you give me that price?
Right.
And he's talking, and the woman's like, "Excuse me," and then he orders the meal in the restaurant, and it's really funny because he's showing how contractors are treated, like it's lunacy, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, "I'm going to take the steak, the this, to that," and he orders the whole meal with the waitress. But he goes, "Hey, but listen, the diner down the street, this comes to about $32. They got to do it for $14. Can you match their price, please? Thank you. I appreciate that."
Yeah.
And he just shuts up. And the waitress sitting there standing like,
don't even know what to say.
But,
how does it feel?
well, he says this is the life of the contractor, of what we deal with.
Right.
And I think the majority of people that work inside organizations, the leadership doesn't do a good job explaining on why you have to charge, because this is what happens. And listen, I grew up poor, as you know that. And so when you're around poor people, you think everyone's poor. You know, it's funny. People are like, oh, racism is this, racism is this. I actually don't think racism is this. No. I really don't believe it with all my heart. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you grow up in poor areas, no one sees color. They just see fucking poor.
Right.
Like, and I mean that from a guy that grew up literally with a poor area to now when I got to Council Rock and I saw a whole different life where it was probably 99% white. Yeah, I could see how people would say there's racism, right?
Right.
But in just the inbred body of a person, racism does not exist. Because
people, man.
when I went to Council Rock and I heard people say there's racism, I'm like thinking to myself, some of my best friends are black. What are you talking about?
Right.
Like, some of my best friends are Asian.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no one cares. Yeah. We're all poor.
Right.
Well, when you're rich, you hate poor people. When you're poor, you hate rich people.
Right.
Right. So, but my point being is, you don't know, because you start saying to myself, man, I could go do this HVAC job. I'm going to just use HVAC, right? Because that's your main business for the most part. And I could go do this. I could go buy the Goodman equipment for, let's just say, $2,000.
Right.
I could go install this myself today and make $1,500 myself. But there's no warranty, no insurance. If something goes wrong, you can't get a hold of that person.
Yep.
You got to charge, let's just say, $8,000 for that same exact job, or $10,000.
Yep.
You got to pay insurance, workman's comp. You got to pay for the vehicle. You got to pay gas. You got to pay for marketing. You got to pay for your CSR. You got to pay for the warranty. And the biggest thing you're paying for, and this is what I say to everyone, is when shit goes wrong.
Or common.
And that's the whole thing, you know. The guy.
No questions asked either.
The guy. I can't just hit my cell phone, do not answer.
Right.
I can't do that. You can't do that.
Nope.
Right? But Chuck in a truck, He could do that.
Yeah.
And then 2
And they're
weeks
doing
go, they do it all day long. And then
Yeah.
2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by, and you finally get in touch with them. Or they're like, I'm sorry, I didn't see your call. Bullshit.
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 Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on, I'm going to give you one of these.
Gotcha, bitch.
You know what I mean? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Here, let's talk about this in marketing. Because you do startups, and I know you're partnering with people, but marketing isn't as easy as people think.
No.
You got to know marketing. Can you talk about how you learned it, what you're doing to scale your companies, and really give people, hey, listen, if I was going to invest, I'm a $1-2 million company, this is where I'm putting my money at first. Can you mind?
I mean, obviously, the roofing space I'm learning is different after this week. Completely different. But when it comes to, there's a really long ramp up stage when it comes to marketing, and you don't just turn things on and things work. So you have to, and then you have to pay to play. It's a pay to play thing. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Everything's pay to play. So when we first go into a market, we do a lot of mailers because that we pick very specific. Kim knows how to do the USPS, whatever the hell that every door direct mail or whatever.
Yeah.
She picks the certain demographics with certain median incomes, and we blast them 2 or 3 times for the first year, just to get out there. You know what I mean? And then we do heavy social media because that goes on right away, right? You turn that on and people start seeing you. And then obviously, we talked about I'm loud. Our brands are loud. You can't miss these things going down the road, right? So that has a lot to play into it, right? So we all of a sudden become, and we don't show up with 1 truck. We show up with 5 to 10, right? And once you get the 10 trucks on the road, people don't see the other companies anymore.
No doubt.
You overnight, you're the company that's in the area. You know what I mean? So we talked about, what does that do with having money now? It allows us to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it allows us.
Whether you want to pay cash for it or banks will lend to you a lot easier knowing that you're a secured
Right.
creditor.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it allows us to do that. But marketing is huge. You have to market. We spend anywhere from 6 to 12% a month. When we start up, we're spending a lot, 12 to 15% of our.
So you follow
revenue.
our metrics too. That's what we are.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Nexstar taught us. You know what I mean? And it's relative to everywhere. You have to pay to enter a market, and we know that now it's about $1 million to enter a market that I have to invest. You know what I mean? Roughly around $1 million.
So let's talk about this. Because you believe in training a lot, right? You believe in
That's all we do.
training people. You have models for it. Can you talk about why training? Because I think a lot of people don't train. I think they'll say he's just a fucking idiot, or she's a fucking idiot, or
Right.
she don't get it. Like, well, how could you get it? Like, if you told me to walk into a McDonald's tomorrow and
Right.
make you French fries, I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Right? Like, my buddy Vince is the most handiest guy I know. Like, I don't know anyone like. This guy's gonna be a billionaire when he gets out of the uni. Like, he's the most handy guy. He built all the stuff at my house. He did everything for me, helped me out.
Beautiful job. Yeah.
Yes, he's a good friend of mine. And I'm like he'll tell you. I don't even know how he. Like, I don't even. Like, I couldn't even hang a door if you asked me.
Right.
I can't. My wife hangs the pictures in my house. You don't know what you don't know.
Right. So, the book Ultimate Sales Machine says, "Train or feel the pain."
Train or feel the pain.
And
I like
was,
that.
And
Train
I
or
was
feel the-
sick of feeling.
What's
the
the name of that
pain.
book?
Ultimate Sales Machine.
Yo, make sure I get that book, Jacob.
I listened to that book. I think 56 times when I was help building Gen 3 down here because I had a 3-hour ride home and back because I go to Connecticut on the weekends to be with Kim, and then Sunday night I drive down here, Monday through Thursday. Thursday after our management meeting, I went home, and every week for a year I listened to that book on whatever. I listened to books at like 5 times the speed of whatever, but just because it helps me whatever. But training is everything, and even what we found is you got to remember these guys are coming from a company where some guy that's been doing this for 20 years and probably wrong taught them how to do this job. So now they're teaching them the wrong way to how to do this, okay? So training, right? If you don't train and keep things simple, our job is to make this as simple as possible so that, number one, they can make the most amount of money because we pay on performance, okay? So that they have...
But you recommend that across all companies for the most part, right?
Absolutely. If you don't train, don't even do this. You know what I'm saying? Your whole company's going to be chaos. You know.
No, I'm saying pay on performance. You recommend that across the board for most service-based companies.
Why do people want to work any harder?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have no incentive. If they're not incentivized, they're just gonna the only way that they can make extra money is to work overtime and to drag jobs out. Well, I don't want people to drag jobs out and get freaking burnt out. I want them to get the job done faster.
It's the lawyer model.
Right.
The lawyer model never...
Just racking up hours.
Racking up hours. This is a complicated case.
Just racking up hours.
Oh,
Bullshit. You got the thing on the shelf over there. You already did this 5 times. Just put my name on the goddamn paperwork.
They shouldn't call it law school. They should call it sales school.
Exactly.
Sales school.
Yeah, but training is everything. From your CSRs to your sales to listen. This is how we order things, because everyone's going to come in there to your business and want to do it a certain way. And it's the most inefficient way as possible. You know what I mean? We literally, Kim sits with our people in the office, and she watches the functions that they're doing every once in a while, and says, "Hey, let's do it like this. I want to show you an easier way to do your job."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's just a lot of waste happening here. And listen, I don't want you to have to work that hard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Why do you want to work harder when we can just get this done efficient? You don't have to work overtime, and you can freaking go home and enjoy yourselves. It alleviates burnout. And it gives the customer a consistent experience, okay? Because if you have Joey going there today and he does one thing, and then you have another guy go there and he checks half the things that Joey did last time, but this guy misses something, okay? Now we're on the hook, and we're liable because he didn't check the heat exchanger and they got CO2 in the house. You know what I mean? So it's just a standard of how we do business. This is how we do everything. You know what I mean?
So you've been to a lot of different places, a lot of different shops. You go to a lot of different masterminds. You're always trying to educate yourself.
Always.
What do you think about this shop in the last 2 days? What do you think about what's going on here?
It's pretty impressive, man. You guys got this down. You know what I mean? It's a well-oiled machine. You can't scale a company from doing $200,000 a month in roofing to 1.5 or $2 million a month in 4 months without having things dialed in and being it's all a process. You know what I mean?
It really is. And I don't think people realize that we've been perfecting it for 15, 16 hours every single day.
Right.
And it's you really gotta live your life to that, like the standard. Here's a question for you. I want to go back. You got another company right now called The Whale. That's probably going to go up on the market, I'm assuming, next 6 months to a year, correct?
I'm not sure. We'll see.
You'll see?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to go.
They all go. I don't get paid. I don't get paid unless we sell, and we haven't gotten paid in 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have my model. Like, I don't get paid either. I try and tell people that.
Yeah.
But you made a good partner with Apex. We go because you're doing all the license. I'm assuming that's just
they trust me. You know what I mean? And I trust them.
They've said nothing but great. Well, you gave them a meaningful outcome.
Right.
Right? Like, the biggest compliment I got from yesterday, I was on the phone with Dennis from Vertex, their president, and he said Greg Wheeler said Munz was one of the best buys he's ever bought in his lifetime.
Right.
Like, that right there, like, just says it all. When the president is giving you kudos.
Right.
Like, you're building good, strong businesses. Like, that, to me, I was like, all right, man.
I mean, our reputation is everything. If I build a business that fails after I leave, I'm a piece of shit. They're never buying another business again.
No way.
We're done.
Well, you're going to have, I say this to people, you're going to do it as many times as we do. I've sold 6. I'm going to sell 2 more this year. Something's going to go wrong.
Right.
That's why I do. And
I'm just trying to minimize it as much as possible.
I'm going to give you a recommendation, and I'm going to tell you what to do. Do a TSA. It's called a Transition Service Agreement.
Yep.
You probably never did one before.
Nope.
And this is what you say, I'm going to run the company for the next year with you. Meaning you pay me $10,000, $20,000 a month, whatever it is, and we're going to be on leadership calls, all the calls, that whole year to transition. We'll still run your accounting, marketing. So this way, as they hire people and they bring them in, because they backfill.
We have
the
to do that for
position.
6 months now.
Yeah. So I do it for a year now. That's part. I won't sell without that because there's no way I'm letting shit go sideways. Because not that because there are guys out there that are in the PE space. No, what happens is, and they don't have bad intentions. They just hire wrong. No different than me and you. We hire wrong, and they bring someone in, and they're in there for 2 months, 3 months, and they make all these changes, and then they fucking quit.
Right.
And then you're stuck holding the bag. Well, if I can go through that and say, hey, listen, that's a bad change, or this is bad, or that's bad, don't do this, 9 times out of 10, they're going to listen.
Right.
And this way you get the outcome you want.
And the reason why the transition is usually so smooth is because nothing changes, right? We were already running like a PE company.
Well, that's how we build it now. I build it. I tell people this. I build it for the bank, and I'll leave you with this because I won't partner with anyone that won't build it for the bank. we had a guy, and I love this guy. He's a great guy. And I was going to partner with him because he had all, you know, when you gel with someone, like you said, I could hang out with this guy every day. He was just cool dude.
Yeah.
And I said, you get paid 1% on top of, we paid 1% of what the install is for this one position. And he's like, I want 2%. And I was like, I'm not going to give you 2%. I'm like, because the bank's not going to give you 2%, meaning the PE firm. And he's like, I'm not worried about them. I'll change it then. I'm like, no, so what you don't understand is they don't believe that you're going to stay if they change your comp.
Right.
And he's like, what? I'm like, see, you don't understand. Every time someone changes someone's comp to less, there's a very good chance that they might say, fuck this. Then I'm going to hand you a check on, let's just say we sell the company for $25 million. This would have been my 50-50 partner. He'd have got $12.5 million. Ballpark, let's just say after we paid everyone, he gets $10 million, right?
Right.
$10 million, someone tells you you're taking a 1% haircut when you're getting 2, it's a 50% pay cut.
Right.
You're walking.
Right.
When you have $10 million in the bank. And he's like, no, I wouldn't. I'm a man of my word. I'm like, this isn't about being men of our words.
Yeah.
This is
it's about reality and what happens when you get that money.
This is about what the behavior looks like.
Right.
They don't want behavioral changes.
Right.
They don't want system changes. And can you talk about that? Because it seems like when you sold Call to Be, they didn't really come in and touch anything.
They didn't touch a thing because we were, like I said, we already built our companies to run like a PE. You know what I mean? We were already not that we weren't. Kim just knows how to run big business. You know what I mean? And she knows how to pay people properly and how to just how to make things all organized, right? So there really wasn't any changes. So actually they got more because we're not able to afford to pay people a 4%.
401k match.
401k match. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of benefits to our employees when we do transition. You know what I mean? They get more vacation time. They get the better benefits. They get their insurance is better because they're in a bigger market.
Organization.
And then not only that, Lance, the opportunity. I personally can only bring them to a certain level. I only have so much capital right now.
Absolutely.
If I had $3.4 billion, you and I would be having a different conversation. We'd be doing a lot. I don't have that capital, right? But the more I get, the more I can do. You know what I mean?
100%.
The more opportunities I can give people. And that's what people don't realize. Like, when you become part of this big organization, dude, the sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want.
Get
as
promoted,
long as
better jobs.
Dude, all
so
of our
much
people
more.
got promoted. Our general manager there, he's a market president now. He's running 3 branches. He's so good.
I'm
you know
a
what
private
I mean?
equity fan.
Me
you
too.
Know me.
I love
I'm
it.
private. I think it's the best thing that ever happened. Listen, thank you so much for being here. If
100%,
somebody wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you, brother?
They can hit me up on Facebook. Look up Kenny Byrne, Byrne, as my last name is kind of weird. Or you can text me 860-436-7678.
Can you guys make sure you put those handles up for me, please? Thank you, guys. Kenny, I appreciate you. I love you, brother.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
You too.
If your company can't run without you, you don't own a business. You own a job. That's exactly why we created Build It to Sell It. December 7th through 9th, we're bringing over 1,100 home service business owners together at the Diplomat Hotel in Hollywood, Florida. Last year in Marco Island, we heard from incredible speakers like Tim Tebow, Jesse Cole, and Eddie Alvarez. This year, we're going even bigger. More speakers, more networking, more real-world strategies from operators who have actually built and sold companies. If you're serious about scaling your business, building real value, and creating more freedom, this is the room you need to be in. Get your tickets now, and I'll see you in Hollywood. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our main sponsor, ServiceTitan, our technology of choice for helping us scale and grow our business and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business so when they want to sell it, they're able to.
If you're on ServiceTitan, it's time to put down the search bar and pick up the phone for Titan Pro Technologies. Titan Pro is the leading expert in ServiceTitan optimization, training, and support. If you want to get more out of ServiceTitan and stop wasting time guessing, call Titan Pro today.